Well, you see, that's different with me. Uh, Going through this is different because I could be getting sick with all of this. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. It's a scary, yeah, it's scary
this
time.
is that's a scary one of the scary places.
Yeah. But now that you got your first shot, that's really good.
Yes, I have. And the
That's
first of March, I'm supposed to get the second one.
good. We still, because I think I asked you last time, of all the things that you've had to go through in these 100 years, is this pandemic, like one of the worst things you've seen? And I think you said it wasn't. I think you
Uh,
referenced one of the wars.
well, I said for me,
Yeah.
World War II was
Yeah.
because Harold was so involved. You see,
Yeah. Well, and but you see it in a different way because you have a nice home, you have a TV set, you have a radio, you have all the things that can keep you busy through the day, and communication is coming to you in all different ways. But back then, you couldn't get on the internet and find out what was happening in California, and
no, we didn't even have television then.
wow, yeah. So it
Yeah.
does make you stop and think about what we have. As hard as it might feel,
Oh yeah.
it could be a whole lot harder. So
Hmm. Yes, I have Pfizer. I took Pfizer, and I had two. Yeah. Well, they've lowered the ages now. Everybody has different experiences with this with their shots. The only thing I had after the second one, I was tired the next day. I was sleepy. I could have slept. I guess I took a longer nap in the afternoon than I usually do. Well, I had nothing after the first one. The second one, I was fine until I woke up the next morning. I was tired. You know, not that I was groggy or anything. It was just I was tired. Wendy was having such a hard time. Julianne she got her vaccine, but Wendy was having such a hard time to get the vaccine. She finally did get just this past week. Um, yeah, just this past week she got it. And Kevin, she got it, but she had such a hard time getting it. Well, first of all, she had to find out where she could get it. Because see, she was old enough now. I mean, she was 70. So was old enough to get it. But to get it, where they had it, she was having such a hard time to get nowhere to be able to get it. Finally, she did find out. Well, she had to go quite a distance to where she was able to get a vaccine. Well, she had trouble just getting there. She said, "I wasn't really sure how to drive to this place." And she said, "Kevin couldn't get it then. He didn't get it, but she could." Now, don't ask me how, but that's the way things have worked. Anyway, she found out she could. Well, she starts out. Kevin tells her exactly how to go. So she had to go drive quite a few miles to get to this place. So she gets almost to it, and she says, all of a sudden, right in the middle of a street, is this fire engine parked. I couldn't get around it, couldn't get through the street I was supposed to get through to get there. So she was telling me this. Everything worked out though, okay? So she said, so I had to wait and see how I could get past this. So she said, finally, someone started directing traffic. She says, we thought maybe there was a flood. The fire engine was pumping out. She says, that's what I thought. But she said that didn't seem to be. But they finally let one row of cars go through one side and another row go through another side. So she finally got through to where she had to go. Said, "Do you want the vaccine?" And I said, "Absolutely. Okay, you can have it such and such a day and such a time." So I thought, there's something fishy here. Something is wrong. There must be something that's not right. So I thought there's a scam about to come about here somehow. I didn't trust them. So I thought, well, what do I do? So I called my doctor's office. he said, "No, it's perfect." The doctor's office said, "It's perfectly legitimate. You could go ahead and have this." I thought, "Oh, that made me feel real good." So, anyway, uh, the woman that I talked to at the doctor's office, I don't know, a nurse or whatever it was anyway, she said, "No, this is through the Catholic Health Services, and my doctor belongs to with that group, and that was able to get through to this, so which was wonderful." But anyway, when I told my friend Bobby that I think I spoke to her about her before, uh, I said to her, "You know, they told me it came through Catholic Health Service." She said, "You know, my cardiologist belongs to that too." She said, "I'm going to call there and see whether that could do something." So she called that, and he said, "Yes, I understand that it's going through that." So she says, "And how did I get it?" I said, "Well, they called me." So she called them. She called them, called me, and said, "Can I get this now?" And they said, "Yes, I could." They gave us this the at the same time. They let us, yeah. So, and Bobby's daughter took the two of us because the daughter wasn't old enough to get along with the old people. So she took us, and we got there, and there was no line. We saw lines, we saw cars lined up for all these places. We got there, and we walked right in, and all we had to do was show our cards. And then they said, "You can come right in now." And there were two doctors sitting there, and I went to one, and Bobby went to the other one. We got our shots, and they said, "Well, just sit here now for 15 minutes, and then you can go." It was that simple, and everybody is complaining about it. I don't know how I was so lucky to have them call me and say, "Do you want it?" Well, when Wendy went and got hers, Kevin couldn't get it too. He could get his, no. But he was supposed to get it yesterday, I think. I hadn't talked to her today, so I hope he got it. Now, to me, not being able to buy things and so forth didn't phase me in the least. I had gone through that. So when you couldn't buy toilet paper, and now I always make sure I have enough toilet paper now in case I always buy ahead with the toilet paper, paper towel.